Hi, this is Andy from GPS Training. In this video, we're just continuing on from our unboxing video of the brand new Suunto Race 2. This is the coral orange version in steel that we've got in front of us. And we just want to give you a run through now of what the screens look like and just a little overview of what this great adventure watch is about. So we always describe the Suunto watches, whether it be the race ones or the vertical watch, as an adventure sports fitness watch. Its main focus being on the navigation side of things, the offline maps, the compass, the barometric altimeter, as well as measuring all your fitness data, whether it be running, cycling, doing gym work. We've got the optical heart rate sensor and the new heart rate sensor on the back of the Race 2 for measuring heart rate, oxygen levels, working out your VO2 measurements, etc. And it will measure your sleep patterns as well, your daily steps and calories. So it's very much a fitness and an outdoor sports adventure watch. Smart features, we can get notifications through from your phone on the watch, so that's one of the smart features. We do get some weather data, apps as well. We can get moon and sun data, but we focus more on the sort of adventure and fitness side of things with this watch, with a very easy to use watch, a tough durable watch with a sapphire screen. So I'm just going to give you an overview of the watch now. So it's a nice bright AMOLED screen. We've got the watch set so you tip it towards you when you're wearing it and the screen comes on. When I'm doing something like an indoor gym activity, I have got it set so on a gym activity the screen's on all the time, but generally when I'm walking, hiking, trail running, etc., and doing outdoor activities, I have it so I just tip the watch towards me to bring the screen on. With the all satellite system on this watch, so the best accuracy, brilliant accuracy with offline colour maps, we're achieving 50 hours battery, which is brilliant. So what we're going to do now is just have a run down the screen. So the first screen I'm on, of course, is the watch face. You do have choices of different watch faces that you can actually set in the watch. You can download them from the Suunto app. So I've got a few options here of ones that I've actually downloaded, and some of them have more options on what you can change on the data fields than others, but you do have some flexibility there. And on the actual Suunto app, there's a few more options of some, if you prefer, like an analog rather than a digital. So I'm just going to leave this nice mountain scene on that I've got on at the moment. So it is a touchscreen as well, so I can either use the touchscreen, which is really responsive. You can see how quick the screen's moving there. We do have the scroll wheel on the side as well, and when I go onto something I can use the touchscreen or swipe back out, but we do have some simple button control on the side. It's a really easy to use watch with the simple 2 buttons and the scroll wheel. So I'm just going to use the scroll wheel here and go down some of the widgets that we've got here. There's a very simple logbook one that will just show some of the last activities that you recorded, and you can get information about that activity. This one was a rather fast trail run because it was actually in the car. It was just me testing the watch this morning, so I wouldn't normally run that fast, but you can see the sort of information that you can read. I've got some heart rate data there, some power data, cadence. Obviously that would be a lot more accurate if I had actually done a trail run, but it's just giving you an idea of the sort of information that you can see. So I'm just going to come back out of there. Got a simple timer that we can use. Notifications, if someone messages you on your phone or rings you, that'll come onto the watch so you can actually see notifications. I haven't got any at the moment. Heart rate's not been measured, but I will be able to see a graph of the past data that has been measured there. Blood oxygen levels, I can set that to measure my blood oxygen level. It's just giving you the last reading that I did 3 hours ago. Again, it's a lovely bright screen when you're looking at all this information. It tells you how you're doing performance wise, fitness wise, lots of information there. It's telling you how well I am at the minute. I'm 97%, so well recovered. I can get sunset information as well as some moon information as well. So sunset and sunrise, really useful when you're out and about walking and hiking, running, etc. Weather data, mine's in Fahrenheit at the minute because I've got the watch set as imperial, but if I set the watch as metric, I will get the weather data in Celsius. steps and calories. I haven't done an awful lot of steps today so far, but you get your steps and calories measured. All of this information, I should say, it's available on the app as well in a much bigger scale with lots more information, and it goes into a lot more detail with graphs, and obviously you can read it on a big screen, but you do get the data in the watch. It's got a barometric altimeter, so we get our altimeter height readings and barometric pressure data. Reads your sleep if you wear it at night time. So I've only had this watch for the 1 day, so it's got my 1 day sleep at the minute. Once you've worn it for a few days, you get a lot more information. It measures your heart rate variable as well, so you get lots of information about heart rate variable. We've got a compass, sorry, just go on to the compass, nice bright compass there, which we can actually use when we're navigating as well, when we've got routes on the unit. We can't put music on the watch, but you can control music that you've got on your phone, stop, play it, etc. Here's the HRV data. Once I've worn this watch for a few days, I'll get the data. Actually, no, I'll tell a lie. It's I think it actually said there, yeah, for 14 days, and then you get the proper range. So you need to wear the watch for a couple of weeks for all that full data to come through. I can still see the standard sleep and whether it was good sleep or not on that previous screen, but to get the full information, wear the watch for a couple of weeks. And then these are all the things to do with how you're doing fatigue-wise, how your progress is, or, you know, for your training, and when you're recording all of your activity. So there's loads of data there and loads more information that explains in a lot more detail than just me moving through the screens here on the actual app when you look at this information. I'm going to come back to the map in a second. This is my recovery, so it's showing you your recovery information, and then we can customize what screens we see. So again, nice and responsive on the touch screen. I like the use of the scroll wheel as well. Going up to the top's actually showing you loads of the activities here that you can have. I've got some shortcut ones I've created myself, but you do have over 100 sports activities. There's just so much choice here, and it does do multi-sport as well. You have got triathlon options as well, and you can create your own bespoke activities, but there's a load of choice in here. Full specs are found, yeah, you know, on the specs for the watch on our website. So I'm just going to come back out to there now. I'll just show you the map and how you would start a route, just to give you an idea how easy that is. Now, one thing I really like about the watch, you can set up shortcuts for the 3 buttons to do different things. So I've actually set the bottom right hand button to display any notification. So if a notification comes through and you don't have a chance to read it, rather than me going into the main menu and finding it, I can just hold this bottom button in and go to notifications. I've set the top right hand button. If I hold that in, it puts a flashlight on the screen, so it just puts the screen really bright. I'm not going to use this to navigate down the hills, but it's really useful if you're maybe just looking in your rucksack to change some batteries in something like a head torch that's just run out. I had it in a dark room last night, and it is pretty effective. It's maybe not as easy to see in the room I'm in here, but you have got the whole screen lights up as a flashlight. And finally, I've set the middle button as a shortcut. Even when I'm not navigating, I can just tap the middle button, and once it gets a satellite signal, it'll actually show a map of where I am. So it's just nice sometimes to be able to bring a map up, and then with one press of a button and into your location, I can actually display an ordnance survey grid reference once it gets a satellite signal. Bear in mind I'm inside, and actually that's done that pretty quick. I have got a window fairly close by, but that's an ordnance survey grid reference. I have got the option to save it as a point of interest. I'm just going to cancel that now. Now, what I'm going to do to demonstrate the map, I'm actually going to show you how quick it is to load a route that you might have sent from the Suunto app. So if you want to navigate with a watch, it's very simple to import a route into the Suunto app and just simply transfer it onto the watch. What's nice, if you use Komoot, if any of you use the Komoot app and you're paying for Komoot as a paid service, I was one of the original where you paid like a 30 or 40 £40 for world maps. That actually gives me access as well, but if you're new, you've got to do a monthly payment. But with Komoot, any new routes that you add to Komoot will automatically sync with the Suunto app. If you link, in our videos we show you how you link with the Komoot app, and then you actually get turn notifications as well as just the arrows for direction. If you plan any routes directly on the Suunto app, which has got some really nice maps, they're not ordnance survey, but they've got lots of trails and paths marked, you will then also get turn notifications. Regardless of that, when you are following a route for navigation, it will tell you once you go so far off course, you will get an alert that you went off course. It's a simple top right hand button, I've got a satellite signal straight away, which is brilliant because I am inside. Of course, the heart rate's flashing because I haven't got a heart rate signal yet. It's telling me battery's going to be about 52 hours, which is brilliant because I've got it set on the all satellites multi-band dual frequency. I can select whether I'm trail running or pick a different activity. So I'm going to leave this one on trail running. And all I need to do is go down to navigation, and in navigation, pick a route that I've sent to the watch and select I want to navigate it, and then I literally just go back to start and start it, and that's how simple it is. And then I've set this as a bespoke activity rather than one of the preset ones, so I've set the screens on how I want to see them. You can make it less data or more data. I've set this one as 3 data fields. You always have the time at the top. I've got how far I've travelled, how long I've been out for, and that's my pause time. I think I've put at the bottom from memory. And then if I just press the button in the middle, I've got how fast I'm going, my average speed, again time, distance to destination, estimated time of arrival, timer at the bottom, and this is the map. We really love the map on how quick it moves on the touch screen. I can just move the map around really quick. You can actually do some button control as well, but I find moving the map is easier with a touch screen. It's not an ordnance survey map, but we have contour lines, lots of trails and features marked. We don't have names or labels, but generally I find the map great when I've actually put a detailed route on that I've planned on something like an ordnance survey map and then loaded to the watch. I'm not too worried about it having too much. I think sometimes you can have too much information on the map when you're looking at a watch screen, but it's so quick to move. Simple press of the button and it's recentered back to where I am. Scroll wheel zooms in, zooms out. As you walk, you'll get a little trail behind you which you can follow back for easy navigation back to the start. And you can see these little arrows. You get these arrows in the route as you walk. Simple press of the button and I can move to the next screen, which is an elevation plot. Now I haven't picked a very hilly route here, so it's not the most exciting elevation plot, but that's the total plot. And if I zoom in, it shows you the section you're about to do, which will be a flat section in this case, but if it was a hilly section, you would see that and you'd see yourself move up to the top of the hill. And then when I zoom back out using the scroll wheel, you get the full elevation, and it's color coded based on the gradient. With the watch, you can actually add things called sports apps. There's a multiple choice. I've added a couple that are actually just sunset and sunrise. I've added as an extra app. You can only add up to 2 of these, and I've actually got one for safety that gives you current grid reference and the grid reference that you started the activity in, and it points back to where you started. But it's just nice to be able to have the grid reference on the screen at any time, and then I can just go back between the screens, nice and simple. And when I'm finished the walk, hike, run, really easy, I can just stop it and then decide whether I want to save it, end it to save it, or simply discard it. So very simple to use. So we hope you found this video useful and you like the look of this new Suunto watch, the Race 2. This is the one in the coral orange steel. We have various other finishes as well as the titanium one in stock. We also have the standard Race in stock, which is a great price at the moment. So still a tremendous watch and great value for money. This one just brings in some of those new features that we talked about in the unboxing. And if you want a smaller watch, if you want something like a 45mm bezel instead of the 49, we have the great the Suunto Race S as well, which is the slimmer, smaller version of this watch. Remember, if you purchase one of these watches from GPS Training, you do get access to all of our full technical training videos where we go into all these screens in a lot more detail, how you use the watch and how you use the app. That's included for a year for free when you purchase from us, as well as email and telephone support. So we hope you've liked this video, and thanks for watching.